This food product is actually 100 years old. In fact, it was made as a snack for working women. This food product actually conquered 60% of the market when it came for snacks industry. The particular product that I'm talking about is your and my favorite crush. We all had the memories with it all along our childhood till today. We all knew that after we finished playing, come home and said that, "Mummy, I'm hungry." That is where our moms would get after 2 minutes our fresh and new Maggie. We all remember the history of Maggie and the bond we shared with Maggie. But in this video, I'm going to tell you how did Maggie make its comeback when it was put down. I'll tell you how did they make their new strategy and what was their new strategy in this video. Continue watching this video without fail. I'm Varsha. Welcome to the Freedom Business English channel. Do not forget to subscribe and download our Freedom app. As we all know, back in 2015, India's food regulatory banned Maggi just because of excessive use of lead. We all were told that Maggi will not be back in the market because it had wrong food items which was consumed by the consumers, and this was not leading to a good decision. Maggi was disappointed and Maggi was trying and struggling its way out of the entire case. But over time, it finally won the case and then got its way out of it. They came out with flying colors but were stuck in one tragic mess. They did not know how to get back the trust of all their consumers or customers. They did not know if their customers were ready to accept Maggi back with them. This is where Maggi started using their tricks and tactics and strategy. I would say it was brilliant because they knew what their customers were and how their customers can actually accept Maggi because their audience can always trust the loyal brands. When we talk about loyal brand is something that we all wanted back no matter how old or how far it is. No matter what, how far we are, we'll finally go there, reach and then get the product that we always love. Maggi became that product in our mind. Maggi just had the bridge of trust where all of us were struggling to get it when we heard the news of it having excess of lead content within it. But we did not know whether we can trust the brand Nestle because it was giving us a wrong product, but we did not even know that can we go back to our favorite food item. Maggi was still struggling over and over until they came up with this particular strategy called as get in the brand ambassadors who can convince that their product is one of the best. When I say brand ambassadors are those who already have their fan club, and when they merge with a pretty good brand, they end up making a huge success rate. The brand ambassadors Maggi got in was Amitabh Bachchan and Madhuri Dixit herself. Let me tell you this. He was famous for his voice and she was famous for her dance as well. We all knew that they had a huge fan base when it came to them as an actor. But Maggi used their minds and got in these big stars and convinced India that if they can use it, you can too. So this was the way that you can use brand ambassadors towards your brand and convince all of them that you can do this and you can buy these products because they were safe. Next thing is that they convince people with patriotism. Patriotism how? Let me tell you, these people got in the new idea of telling that Maggi was India's new product, and Maggi is proudly ready to say that India was its wise customers. So this is the way that they enrich the characters of each and every Indian, and they prove to the people that they were also Indians who serve good and right food. And people usually do not accept alien products that easy because Maggi was not one of Indian culture or tradition. This is the old days where it takes us back to 1990s by telling that Japan was one of the countries which used noodles more. But India wanted people to understand and analyze how simple noodles was even for us. Any age group people can actually consume it, and if this is an Indian product, definitely people might actually get that back. Nestle CEO actually came and told that the bridge of trust that we have built is destroyed. But over time, we'll come back no matter what. That is where they came back with a solution of ads. They portrayed ads in such a way that they told us, no matter what, we have that emotional connection to you back then also and even now. They showed ads in such a way that we understood that Maggi was still the food that we loved. Let me tell you guys a small story. Back in my summer camp, we all happened to go for a trek. But I did not know that how long a trekking would be. Over the time when we were trekking, I started feeling hungry. Who doesn't feel hungry while trekking? Maybe there are a couple of people out there, but I am not one of them. So over time, when we started doing this, I was feeling very hungry, and then I saw a small shop there. And when I started looking at the shop, the old lady there was cooking something and the smell was exquisite and I wanted to go have. When I went near that old lady, I saw that she was cooking Maggi and I couldn't wait to have a bite of Maggi. Eventually, I paid her, I took Maggi, and over time, when I saw the ads of Maggi, it actually showed the memory I had shared with Maggi itself. There was a time where Maggi showed an ad that after trekking, people were so tired and they reached out to a woman who was cooking Maggi and they asked her to give them a bite of Maggi itself. So this reminded me of Maggi and the way I bonded with Maggi. Let me ask you guys, how many of you have shared Maggi on your first date? And how many remember coming back from school and waiting for your mom to cook you a snack and that was Maggi? So this is the way Maggi bonded with us. This emotional connection was fading eventually when the topic of ban came out. But when they refurbished it with new ads and the way they reminded us how important Maggi was for us back in our lives was so nice that we all felt like going back towards it. Next thing is that half of us did not know how to cook, includes me myself, but Maggi itself was a savior. We all remember that we could get Maggi, 5 rupees Maggi would actually fill your tummy. That's how easy and simple Maggi was to make. But keeping all this in mind, they also came up with a fitness way that Maggi could also help us. They started giving us with nutritious and protein included food which was Maggi oats and Maggi atta. They focused on the crowd which is going towards fitness and brought them also towards Maggi. This is how they convinced and compromised with their customers as well. Over time, Maggi grew back its power and it became one of the most powerful products when it came to the scale of entire snacks. After all this also, Maggi happened to win the hearts of people in another way. They proved and told people that Maggi was actually the Indian brand and Indian market was wise enough for it. They started building the patriotic way that they can show people that they love India as well. And their customers were equally related to God. And let me tell you this, and when it came to patriotism, Maggi proved that India has a great food market when it comes to a country itself. So when we talk about patriotic, all of us raise our heads and think that this is the right place and this is our country. Maggi wanted to implant the entire thing over and over by even showing the army in their ads and telling that they bonded with us as well. And they started telling people that we are Indian brand. And Maggi, when it comes to this section of competition, always knew its rivals' move and they always were a step ahead. When it was ITC or Unilever, they made sure that they had the power over markets so easy and good and they would have their loyal customers no matter what would choose Maggi because they were already bonded with their customers. And when it came to the success of competition, they knew that Maggi had a power over the market. And it was really hard for other brands to beat Maggi because they were already a decades old and they had already collected and surveyed their customers' mind. Over time, Maggi did not only stand as ages behind, they were ready and going on with the trend as well. They knew that how to fluctuate with the trend and they have their packed food which are even called as the cup noodles ready and they are ready to even counter the further competition because Maggi is always a step ahead. The success of this particular step, only reason why I tell you is because they knew how the trend would change and they had to change with the trend. And the last trick that Maggi used was a psychological way. They had built their foundation in people's mind. So when people said Maggi, everyone knew that they can get it easily and they were available for everyone. Maggi never had target set of customers. They focused on all the three classes of people. Low, middle and higher class as well. They knew that their customers will look at them and will come back to them and they didn't have to face competition because their foundation was that strong. They didn't have any differentiation when it came to their audience. First step that Maggi took towards audience was getting into their collective minds of any class or any budget which was affordable. Always making sure that your product is available for the set of customers that you've already targeted is one thing, but Maggi targeted the entire market by this. And Maggi itself, like a magnet, pulled everyone towards it. When we talk about the way Maggi conquered people's mind, it wasn't the way Maggi conquered people's mind, it was the way people connected with the brand. This is how you build brand loyalty and connect with people. When people are convinced that your product is their only solution and not just Maggi solved one way of problem, they actually solve problems in three ways. First is that this food was instantly prepared. Second is that this is available to every sector of people, no matter how poor or how rich they were. And third thing is that they made sure that they connect emotionally and patriotically to their audience. So remembering these three things, just like the way Maggie bounced back from all of its crisis, you can too. If you have a business and if you're going through something and you're stuck, always remember the solution is right in front of your eyes. I know that Maggie went through a lot of things and they overcame them like this, but you can do it as well. You have live examples, you just have to open your eyes. Just like this, we have live examples even in our app called as Freedom App. It has business and marketing, it has personal finance, and it has organic farming as well. You can learn from the live mentors. Thank you so much. Do not forget to like, share, and comment.